This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
And welcome to Guardian Radio AM. Today is finally Monday, November 18th, and it's a little after 11 o'clock in the morning. And once again, this is C.A. Newry, and I shall be your host for today. The news is the news. Number of things are trending. Who's trending? Today is Jonquil Jones Day. What does that mean exactly? That means we are celebrating one of our sports heroes. I'm almost certain that she's a sports ambassador. And the reason why I say I'm almost certain she's a sports ambassador, because every other day a new ambassador is named. We pay a new set. And it seems as if they don't even tell us the names anymore, right? We just hear through the grapevine, oh, this one is an ambassador now, and this one is an ambassador now. So I don't know who all are ambassadors until some official function comes up and then the name is announced. Right? And are we paying them? Or, you just call the title ambassador, but these are official documents now, what I assume has some kind of price tag. My taxes, my money is being afforded to. But I ain't mad, no. I'm just saying such and such. But today is Jonquil Jones Day, and we in the Bahamas are celebrating her, or for a better word, we are recognizing her for accomplishments. She's also trending on social media, small things, not necessarily important. But why we recognize her, she's the first WNBA. We have any Bahamians other than her inside the NBA?
We have had... Who else? At least one person. I called her name week before last.
Yeah.
A young lady. She played with the Dallas Wings for 2 years, I think.
And we didn't recognize her to say, oh, she was just a big star, like how Jonquil.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not sure if she was born in the Bahamas. She's definitely of Bahamian descent, but she was recognized recently by her the American high school that she went to for her achievements, high school, collegiate, and professional basketball.
She's a Bahamian descendant.
Yeah.
Not really Bahamian.
I think her last name is Walker.
I think Walker's a good Bahamian name.
It's Fitzgerald.
Yeah. We're going to talk. Today is going to be a What's in the News day. That means you can call in. And talk about whatever you want to talk about. And reason, of course, if something's salacious, I might have to say, no, we ain't talking about that. But I see a number of people are up in arms. I think Aaron may have spoken about Jonquil Jones on your side of the show, did you?
Just briefly. The congratulations. And I said, I know people may want to talk about it. Yeah. But yeah.
And I have an easy opening the lines for it, but I want to give a narrative, right? We have different type of people in the Bahamas, different walks of life, different sexual orientations, different spiritual beliefs, right? And I separate a parallel conversation. I mentioned to Aaron that in the Bahamas, a homosexual partner cannot be married. It's not recognized in the Bahamas. And she retorted, we don't recognize people being married, of the homosexual persuasion being married in the Bahamas. However, we do recognize people who are married in foreign jurisdiction and come here.
So we don't marry people. We don't conduct same-sex marriages in the Bahamas for Bahamians.
Okay.
Right? But we do recognize same-sex marriages from other divorce
and stuff like that. Or titlership or
right.
Yeah.
Also...
But forgive me.
Yeah.
if I'm a Bahamian, I move to go into the States and get married, can I come back in the same recognition? That's what I want to know.
You could come back, but you're right. There's a sort of a limited space in which it is recognized, right? So there's like the dissolution of assets and divorce,
Okay.
right? But there's not to say, if there's a husband and wife party, right? Like a married people party, the organizers of that party have to allow you to participate like they would straight couples, right? Like they could restrict the event to heterosexual couples only. They could, because we don't have any laws to restrict it or to say that that's illegal.
But we know we have homosexual couples who come to the Bahamas and have their ceremony, not necessarily have
And we
recognized the wedding.
I
The
think
ceremony itself is had here.
we passed a law that the captain of the cruise ship, could marry, or the marriage officer could marry, I think, people in Bahamian territorial waters, but not Bahamians.
But not Bahamians.
Yeah.
But international people
Yeah.
can be. We were speaking about it in passing. And I said, I'll mention, because I did not know. I thought anybody who come in here could not get married, who was a homosexual pair. And I thought if you got married and you say you, as an expat and come live here in the Bahamas, I thought it was not recognized. You're still a separate couple.
Like I say, in matters like divorce and, dissolution of estate, but like
No, but I'm
separating
talking
of
about,
assets.
you know, when they had the issue in Grand Bahama with the lady and who owns title to the elderly lady. I forget the right word they use for that, right? Title. The name is coming and going. I wondered if the married couple, right? If that title say you are the significant other and you are control of their.
Yeah, I think so.
You think? Okay.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure, and it's good to know. It's good to know. An incident happened which gone viral on social media, and there's a lot of debate. Apparently, as we are aware, John Quill Jones is engaged. He's engaged to a woman. The whole Bahamas knows this. It's a big thing. About a year now she been engaged, maybe almost a year-ish, right?
I think just over a year.
Yeah, and we celebrated too. Loud uproar because we're a conservative nation, right? But a number of people saying, "Hey, what's that?" We said, "Minus Americans. They could do. She live over there. She can do whatever she wants, right?" And an issue where people are alleging and not sure, but it's worthy of commentary, but loosely, right? Loosely, but they said that allegedly she announced or introduced her fiance, right, and say, "This is my fiance," right? And then there was an outcry by one lady, right? It was a social media voice note, and the lady said, "Oh, she didn't appreciate it," right? And of course, there was a backlash by people saying, "But you mind your business. That's the lady fiance, and she could introduce whoever she wants." And I believe that too. You could, I could say, "This is my friend, this is my fiance," whatever it is. The lady on the voice note said, she cool with the relationship, right? Trying to paraphrase here. But this announcement was done amongst primary school kids, right? And of course, Bahamians are conservative and they're uneasy with kids because they always had conspiracy theory that there is a plot for children, right, from the homosexual community. There's a constant debate back and forth, conspiracy theory that gay, lesbian people are attacking heterosexual children or exposing them to things that heterosexual people are not prepared to as yet. Because that's a debate happening in the United States. It's a debate happening throughout the world, right?
See, that's the people who want to be middle class.
This is middle class.
But because which gay person is forcing this? Like in your home, do you have a butler that changes the channel on the TV and they just insist on making your children watch gay content?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. And that same way how you said that, saying the commentary which was on social media said that this is a broad world. These things happen. What you are afraid of, your children already exposed. Right?
No, and so watch this. I get it absolutely. This is not necessarily a question of homophobia. Is the mother being homophobic?
And let's pause there first.
Yeah.
I want you to repeat that and then explain to me why it's not necessarily that. Because that people are betwixt between whether is this an anti or homophobia thing,
Right.
or is this a child protection thing?
Right. So it's important to make that distinction, right? That it appears to be homophobia because the subject is a openly gay woman, right? But is it at the root of it a question, like you say, of education standards and social standards? What should I reasonably expect my primary school child to be exposed to in the school environment? Right? Is the space of interrogation.
Yes. Or is it a space that is worthy of being interrogated? As a parent, do I have the right to voice my concern?
Absolutely. Hold on. Absolutely. That's why we have PTAs. PTAs are constructed to give parents greater proximity, closeness to what's happening in their school. PTA is a lobbying tool if you, as a parent, feel that there's inappropriate subject matter for this grade level at this school. One of the tools you have available to you is the PTA, right? They can reach out to other parents and find out if other parents feel the same way. They can help you, or they can draft a letter of concern highlighting the issues that you're concerned about. There are tools, and yes, you should be actively thinking about what your child's school day looks like. So I think if we move away from the idea that this is just homophobia and get into the interrogation of it, we'll get to a point when we realize that the whole place is hypersexualized. The activities that young people are taking part in as a formal part of school, in some instances, are sexualized. The extracurricular activities, the fun days, right? I have a thing. Why are primary school girls wearing skirts? Now, there's been an accommodation, right, where we get skirts now, which are skirts with shorts, which I think is appropriate, right? But we are sexualizing the kids, right? We are the ones accepting and perpetuating a hypersexualized world. It only becomes a problem to some people when the others start doing the same thing that we do. We sit here all day and cut up with little 6-year-old boys and 7-year-old boys. But, oh, you like that girl? That's your girlfriend. You can marry her. You can make a baby with her. How completely and totally inappropriate?
Let me ask you a question, right? Again, loosely involving the topic. Say, with the voice note, the lady on the voice note said it did happen.
I didn't hear the voice.
I know, just saying it did happen. Loosely. Not like I said, it was not an intentional violation, but a concern altogether. Should her concern be entertained to hash it out by administration, by people who are concerned, or should she be dismissed? Say, man, you're talking foolishness.
It should be assessed and interrogated, right? But then we also have to remember that the policy has to be balanced across the board.
Yeah.
If you say that a gay person cannot present their spouse as their spouse at a school event, that means that single people can't do it, like straight single people can't do it either, right? Because we presume that the problem is not with gay people, but anybody having a relationship outside of marriage.
What about culture? Can culture dictate to law, right? Because the law would say all people are equal. Let me set it up. All people are equal and all should have access. But culture would say that is not necessarily what we practice here. And what you brought here is a foreign culture. Therefore, I have a right to complain about culture.
The only thing foreign about it is the openness. That's it. The only thing foreign about that is the openness. What is cultural here is you could be and do what you want. Don't make me have to acknowledge it.
Is that bad?
Yeah, that's horrible. Because it means you could be a pedophile. You could be a molester. You could be
crimes.
A rapist, right? That's crimes.
But we're talking about social issues. Like I said, again, in the Bahamas, it's not against the law to be a homosexual, right?
Yeah.
But culturally, we don't have gay parades where, and when I said gay parades, because now we have gay parades, right?
No.
We don't have gay parades?
No.
What do you mean we don't have gay parades? I just
We
saw
don't have gay parades. It's different from a gay parade.
parade and marching the same thing?
No.
I was in Boys Brigade. And I said, going on the parade, and the parade and the march is the same thing.
No, you
We
marched.
left, right.
You marched on your parade. This was not a parade. You marched on your parade.
So it was a gay march. But it wasn't a gay
No,
march.
in fact, it was a human rights march
Full of gay people.
that had a large number of gay people because the organization that hosted the human rights march was an LGBTI rights organization, a human
group.
rights organization. But not everybody on the march was gay, and I vouch for that. I telling
You
you.
saw non-gay people there?
Yes.
How you know they wasn't gay?
Because, first of all,
I don't know.
I know them.
Oh, you know them?
Yeah.
In the biblical way?
No.
Okay, just checking. You know.
But in a communal way.
Yeah.
Like they went to the school that I went to.
Mm-hmm.
I watch them as I grow up. Mm-hmm. I know that they're not gay. I know they came in support of a family member who may or may not be gay, but wanted to do the march. And they came to be there to make sure that their family member and all the other young people were safe.
They just do that? Just say, I'm marching with you because you're my boy?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can march on the parades because that's my boy. I'm here to support you.
I mean,
That just don't seem manly.
watch this. Don't say it don't seem manly.
I just saying, it doesn't seem...
There are other ways to support your friends.
Yes.
Marching is not the only way. Visible acts are not the only way.
You can come to our party.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I'm just saying that, okay, you ain't gonna march with your boy. That's cool.
Okay.
I understand that.
I appreciate
I
that.
just hope that you can support your friend
I mean,
when they need it.
if I drive past and see a march, I blow, bump up, and wave my hand. Would you say, boy?
Here's my thing. If you see him on the road and you realize that other people see him, you will stop your car and tell him, "But get in this car, let's go."
I mean, if you see him. No, you're on the parade.
On the road, if you see a boy you know that is gay or you suspect is gay, right?
Yeah.
And you see somebody them getting ready to trouble him.
No, I have to go fight too.
That's even better. I thought I was just
No,
asking you
that's
to
my
fling
boy.
I was just asking you to fling the car door open and tell him, "Let's go."
No, that's my boy.
Yeah. And see, hold on. That's another, I think, important point right here, right? That most people, if they see their gay brethren getting beat up, and it look like, it's not like you picked the fight and now you getting beat up. They're going to defend the boy, at the very least to get him to safety.
Yeah, that's majority of Bahamians. We are not homophobic people.
Right. Listen, I am agreeing with you.
Just making sure.
Hold on, but before we step further, let me say this. What I find is that Bahamians are deeply concerned about
Your children?
A,
Yeah.
B, gay people in positions of power. And I think this is a historic thing that has evolved.
We scared of gay people in power?
Yes, no, I didn't say scared. I said deeply concerned about gay people in power. Here's why. Because we understand the practice of sexual violence as a tool of moderation in the country. You want this job? How strong your knees are. We saw the video the other day with the young man being assaulted by other men.
Yes, we did see that. I
Right,
still
and
haven't
s-
seen it. Police made any report on it, but yeah.
Absolutely. So when I say that we are not homophobic, I think it's important to understand the relationship with a fear or deep concern is about whether anecdotal or experiential, right, stories of gay people in power using that power in a negative way, in a dangerous way, in a reckless way. And one of the things I think that Bahamians register the most outrage about is when gay people in power are in relationships with obvious and blatant power imbalances, right? And I want to read from what I think is in the mind of a straight person. Like, if you are gay and you have assumed this degree of social status, go live your life with somebody who you equally yoked with, who you in set with, right?
Don't take advantage of people.
Right. Do not take advantage of people. And in particular, don't take advantage of young people. Don't take advantage of young men and women. Don't be grooming them. If you think a young person is gay, that's not a license for you to develop a relationship with them. And I think it sits squarely with the power imbalance that Bahamians see abused or taken advantage of. So I don't want to say that Bahamians are homophobic.
But if I say that, me,
Yeah.
not you, right? Because you're a human rights advocate. You can say almost anything because you're speaking and defending humans, right? If I say I am concerned about the imbalance, they call me homophobic. Say, Newry, you being homophobic and you don't like us. And I said, no, you could date whoever you want. Just leave that young boy alone.
Yeah, I'd say...
Wait till me older. Wait till me more mature.
No, not even that. Not even that, because if there's an age gap, the age gap that still exists.
Yeah, I guess.
What I'm saying is, don't say, wait, like if it happens, if now you are 55 and the boy is 35, maybe, but if you groom them, if you knew them from they was 15, from they was 20, that's different. And it's not just dangerous within the gay community. That's a broad problem we have in this town.
Yeah. Let's take our break now. I think we only have one break for the day, and we're taking it round. We're still celebrating Guardian Day. When is the big Guardian celebration?
Okay, so the anniversary itself is on the 23rd of November. But that's 180 years old.
80 years.
But that's a Saturday.
That's a Saturday.
So the Guardian will be hosting the grand celebration, I think, on the 25th, the Monday immediately following that Saturday.
And in the newspaper, we continue to herald and highlight people who work in the Guardian.
Right, so for the month of November, pick up the Guardian. Every day you could see the staff that make sure that you're crisp and ready to go. They have a blast from the past section where they are pulling segments from the archives for your perusal. Last week was a doozy. I'm looking forward to see this week's. And then there is the Guardian 180 years anniversary giveaway. You could win prizes, purchase a Nassau Guardian, find the hidden 180th TNG logo, cut out the page, mark the spot, write your name and number on that page, drop your entries at our Carter Street, Oaksfield office to win. We still have Friday, November 22nd's drawing
One more
left.
drawing.
Yeah.
Well, two more drawing. This
That's
week.
what I hoping.
This week and next week.
I hoping we get one on November the 29th as well.
Okay. Anyway, let's go take this quick commercial break, and then we'll be back. This Guardian Radio AM with C.A. Newry. Of course, Aaron Green is with me as we talking something that is trending, right? You can always call and be a part of the conversation. We'll be right back.
It turns out that there's more than one special gift to give that special someone this Christmas. Consumers are searching for the perfect presents and the right prices, so what better way than to place your products or services in the Nassau Guardian's Holiday Gift Guide? This year's Christmas shoppers will be sure to find that special something for everyone on their list. For an all-inclusive price, you can have your ads published twice in December in the Nassau Guardian's Holiday Gift Guide, in addition to 10, 15, and 30-second commercials, and not to mention a web ad on the Nassau Guardian's website. Advertising deadline is November 29th, remember. For more information, contact your sales agents or call the Nassau Guardian Advertising Department at 302-2300. That's 302-2300, and ask about our Holiday Gift Guide Media Bundle. You won't want to miss this opportunity. Ring in those holiday profits by placing an ad in the Nassau Guardian Holiday Gift Guide.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it, just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
1 in every 4 Bahamians face some level of food insecurity. AML Foods remains committed to helping here. Through our Feed 5,000 program, we'll donate $30,000 to provide holiday meals to families in need. But we need your help. From November 4th to December 18th, show your support and donate at the register at Solomon's, Costrite, Fresh Market, Exuma Markets, or Domino's Pizza in Nassau, Grand Bahama, or Exuma. Together, let's put an end to hunger.
Pinder is carrying a new line of tile, the Sky series of porcelain. It comes in 4 colors, Sky Noir, Sky Azure, Sky Gris, and this one, Sky Glance. In this particular tile, I think you'll find coin gray, silver gray, cloud gray, and gray. All of these are seamlessly blended to make the Sky Glance one beautiful tile. The Sky series of porcelain comes in 2 formats, 24 by 24 at $5.30 a square foot and 12 by 24 at $5.25 a square foot.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And welcome back to Guardian Radio AM. This is C.A. Newry, and of course, Aaron Green is joining me. Another topic I wanted to talk about is last week, Friday, my guest canceled. They plan to come back. I'm waiting on them to call and confirm that they're coming back on Friday. It's people at, where that place you hang out on Saturdays, Aaron?
I don't know.
You don't hang out there no more?
I mean, I just say, and I can't imagine.
What you mean you can't imagine? The place you hang out on Saturday where you used to go and buy the stuff on Gladstone Road. The Gladstone Road
You
Farmers.
mean like where he's going sell things, the Gladstone Road Farmers Market?
That's the same thing.
That's where these people were from?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
They weren't coming to see you. They were
No,
coming
that's
to
what
me.
I imagine.
Yes. But that's why I asked you where you used to go on Saturdays and hang out. Gladstone Road Farm. I had guests. Not you. They didn't reach out to you. They reached out to me, even though you hang out there. Who they're supposed to be coming on and they're going to be expressing their concern about feed and shortage, whatever it is. But I'm watching a trend now because there are a number of government sponsored, it's not the right word, like they get their supplies and financing from government, who are complaining they ain't get their money yet. Like this money shortage. Even people at the University of the Bahamas, I've got some lecturers who said that we are waiting on funding, right? If the people ain't pay their school fee, they are unable to do small things around the campus, right? They're not getting the funding which is afforded to them, right? I see there's a newspaper article, which I thought was already done with. These people were, right? And I'm almost certain the government said, yes, we will intervene and solve it. And months later, Christmas coming again, they didn't get the money. So I want to know if there's a money crunch. If it's just 1 or 2 places or other ministries, other entities within the government is feeling like there's a delay, a molasses delay in terms of funding. But I want you to read that article and then we'll just talk about it afterwards.
The article is Abaco workers waiting for government to pay 1 year later. Nassau Tribune, 14th of November, 2024. A group of government workers engaged to survey shantytown communities in Abaco are calling on government to pay outstanding monies owed them for their work. The workers, who are representatives from the Department of Social Services and the Department of Health, said they were promised payment after interviewing residents of shantytowns in the areas of Gaza and the Gully. While they have yet to finish their surveys in the Gully, their work in the Gaza shantytown was completed in February with payment expected in March. However, they claim they have still not been paid. The Tribune was told that some contractors are also awaiting payments. One government worker who spoke to the Tribune under victimization said, quote, "You know what it is to go down in them areas," close quotes. Quote, "We spent almost 2 weeks or more. You don't know if you would catch some virus or something, and that's a big risk. Mind you, we always went with our Defense Force officer. But still, it wasn't even a lot of them. There was only 1 or 2, close quotes. The workers claim they are each owed between $700 and $1,000. Quote, "I wanted to use the funds to purchase items for my house, but now the money's what I got and wanted but now the money's what I got and wanted to do something else with. I have to take to buy those stuff. But they should have said to us, quote, well, do the work, but I don't know when y'all gonna get paid, close quotes. We can close the entire quotation. One frustrated employee added, quote, but no, they didn't say that. The Gaza been finished from in February, and February coming soon again, close quotes. The worker said they have reached out to several government officials for help, but have received the runaround. When contacted for comment, Works Minister Clay Sweeting acknowledged that some contractors were owed money for shantytown work, but not government employees. Nonetheless, he pledged to address the payment delays. Quote, we've ensured that Cabinet has approved funding for us to expand and to be consistent with the shantytown issues. If they are owed funding that the ministry is aware about, they should be paid. We have Cabinet approved money, close quotes. The boy only been in power for how many years? 3 years? He got a master's degree in poetics.
But remember, you have speechwriters too. It's not necessarily him.
But
I think that's that point here.
He says it so well.
He does say it well. It does sound good. But the point is, they still didn't get the money.
Yeah.
And then a number of places.
Not just that. There's another point, the confusion. Like, if Sweeting acknowledged that some contractors were owed money for shantytown work, but not government employees. These people say that they are representatives from the Department of Social Services and Department of Health. So are they contracted workers? Right? What's the... Why the semantic? You like semantic. Why you didn't pick out all the semantics in this?
Yeah, the play on words. My point is, we hired him. The government hired him.
So if you were in a government employee,
yeah, make sure they get their money.
that means you're a government worker,
And
right?
if it's a contract, pay them in advance and take it from the people whom you give the contract to.
Right, if it was a group of workers organized by another private agency.
Yeah. Just make sure the people get paid. Bahamians shouldn't be waiting. That's my point. Bahamians shouldn't be, when the work then got done and it was done on behalf of the government, Bahamians should not be waiting.
And these hazardous work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what I saw recently, and I wanted you to comment. We finished with that, right?
Yeah, that's the end of the
I
article.
want you to comment on. I see we have a caller here. Let me press the button, Aaron. Let me allow the caller to participate. Caller, are you there? And I'll put my question to you. Caller, are you there? Going once? Here, going through? Press that button again. No?
Caller?
We see you, no caller. We just kind of patch you through. We continue.
Hold the line if you could hold the line,
Yeah,
caller.
we'll try to get you connected. We could speak to the producer shortly.
Yeah.
Recently, Villa Francis, cousin of mine, was interviewed. It was a series on Our News. They were interviewing senior John Canoes about the future of John Canoe. What is John Canoe? And something that Villa Francis look, we'll get a caller now. Patrick, caller, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can always hear you.
Going good. I couldn't hear you. Go ahead. But you live
Good
now.
morning again.
Good morning.
Morning.
I just like the way you two work it, man. You all compliment each other very well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, help me understand how this government contract works. If I'm going to work, let's say I'm subcontracted, obviously the money should be available. If you gave it to my boss or if you have it to pay me when I'm finished working, the money should be available. Are we issuing contracts to individuals to pay them like 2 years later because we don't have the money now, or we're waiting for some budget, or what's going on?
I don't know, but I am concerned. Like I said, if I done work, you don't give me excuses. I done work. Find the money from somewhere.
And he's speaking to what's the protocol for the issuance of contracts, right? Does the money have to be sitting identified, earmarked, and put aside in the treasury,
Right.
just awaiting the payment date?
Because you get a contract.
Yeah. Or
Does it work that way?
I am not sure.
I thought it's just draw down. And the bulk, if you get a contract, you get paid half, and then you get another half upon conclusion.
Also, really, nobody knows how this works.
But it would also, I imagine, be different in different sectors, right? Because that's like a practice with contracting. You pay me half now, and then at the completion of the job, you pay me the other half.
But I should have the whole 100% somewhere sitting waiting for you.
Right.
I shouldn't have to be finding the other half.
That's what it
robbing
is,
Peter to
right?
pay Paul. Is that
Right? We're not sure. The question is, right? Like, it's such a rich space, because the first thing I want to ask is, like, what is the scope of discretion in this matter, right? Like, are ministers using their discretion to issue contracts without determining that the funding is available or is still available?
Right.
You know-
Well, look, that has to be addressed, because when you really listen to this, Elon Musk right now, some situations in America, if we could bring him here, we could get rid of a lot of redundancies, because he's going after redundancies. He's going to really go after revenue and reduce costs, and that's going to let go. You're going to be weeding out a lot of people who sitting down playing with their fingers all day.
You say John Ray III? That he too expensive. I go in for Gordon Ramsay. We just need a Gordon Ramsay or a John Tafer. Bar rescue.
Yeah, you're losing me, but I'm just talking about
We can't afford a John Ray III, sir.
Gotcha.
We can get something just a little less expensive.
A little less expensive, eh?
But
he ain't charge you. Listen, man, this fella doing this for free.
You understand the example, though, right? You watch Gordon Ramsay and John Tafer on the show Bar Rescue. They go into an enterprise. They identify the core issues, both like technical and human, or social and psychological, and they create a space where people could understand what they're doing wrong and how to do it better, and then how to move forward to even more advanced goal and to get there.
We need you, Aaron Green, to...
Don't hire me, because I can subcontract Gordon Ramsay and tell him...
Thank you very much,
caller. Right?
I was put in a position to you, our news during a segment.
Yeah, right.
One of the interviewees was Villa Francis.
Yeah.
Right? And he spoke about rights, what do you call it? Copyrights.
Yeah, copyright.
For junk news in terms of making money. Right? He mentioned that photographers are taking pictures of the art, right, and making profit from the artisans, but it is not shared with the artisans at all. In fact, the artisans have to pay to get a picture of their own work.
I wonder.
And it was asking government, putting forward ideas of perhaps the boulevard, on Bay.
You mean like Rawson Square, the very
Square.
Special area?
Yes.
That's the only place that they really, 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 really perform?
Yes, where they really perform, that any pictures taken there, in that section, would go to the persons who
were actually rushing the content, the people
yes,
who...
or share whatever content, whatever monies they get
Do
from that.
Junkanoo groups share their profit with the public?
They just get profit. It's a non-profit.
I mean, some of them are businesses. I assume if you're a business, it's because you make a profit. And what do you give to the people? Remember when I learned that a federation is a West Indian term for like a big mashup, like turn Junkanoo into the Bahamian version of that?
I was listening to Francis, and I said, okay, that's interesting. However, KB made reference some time ago about his music. His music is also copyrighted, copywritten, and that he's supposed to get whatever
royalties for use of his music in the Junkanoo parade.
And I'm saying Junkanoos is use people music, and we have laws now would state if a DJ is using the money music to make profit and make money off,
they have to pay
a fee. So Junkanoos, if they're using the money to make a profit, they need to pay a fee. And I'm listening to Villa Francis, and I wonder if he appreciates the fact that he too, the groups, Junkanoos, are abusing the law and the privilege that musicians have, and they being lobbying too to get
and the
money.
people.
And the people, they being lobbying too, that you can't play my music unless you buy the right to play it.
Right, not just buy the CD.
Just not buy the CD, no, not just the CD. You need to rent the right. I will be playing it on this particular day, or whatever the function, and moving forward in the future.
And do you
may
have
have to consider that.
Do you have to get permission to rearrange it?
It's all of that, right? And mind you, this law is on our books already. Right, and I'm still trying to get pin KB down to have an interview so we can explain that and go in detail of this law that we already enacted, that musicians supposed to get compensated at every event. When I'm saying every event, to if you go into a dance, the DJ puts a pace whatever rental to use whatever he is recording.
And is it enough to presume that I would be grateful for you exposing my music to a wider audience, right? In this form, right? But shouldn't you still ask for permission?
Yeah. Even if just permission. Can I play your music?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else you want to talk about, Aaron? I just want to definitely talk about that John Canoe thing because it made me smile because I appreciate what Mr. Francis was saying, right? But I also appreciate what KB was saying. And that conversation and those who do copyright in the Bahamas need to come on air and explain that moving forward to private DJs, private functions who play music, disc jockeys who play music, moving forward, even bands. Because we have a lot
Marching
of
bands,
youth
yeah,
bands who
youth
play
bands.
music that they supposed to pay a fee.
Or at the very least get permission.
Or very least get permission.
Let's start there, right? Like, I don't expect a high school band to be able to afford the same fee that a Junkanoo group can afford, right? Or that another performing artist can afford. But at the very least, ask permission. Or, see, I was just about to ask you, the Brian Adley Valley Boys were established in and we ain't got no protocol for this yet.
No.
That's 50 years, and then add another
60, 70, 80, 90, 2000, 10, 20.
90.
So almost 70 years.
Yeah, almost. And we don't have a protocol for this yet. In fact, why is it that we don't have a depository where artists say, hey, these 5 songs,
Y'all can play.
y'all could play. Right? I gain these to y'all.
That's yours.
We want to say big up to Eddie Minnis, who is actively in the process of having, I think, 90 songs across 3 song books. What you call that? Transcribed to sheet music?
Yeah.
So that students can learn to play Eddie Minnis's classics. Right? We should have had a space where artists say, hey, we ask artists to donate 2 songs to the Junkanoo box.
Yeah.
And your Junkanoo, we give you permission to play these songs, right? And then every year, maybe you have a lottery and you get the public. See, it's engagement. You get the public to vote and say, hey, the Junkanoo World is asking you, what songs do you want to hear in the new Junkanoo season? And then the Junkanooers go to those artists and get permission to have the music. And it involves the spectators. It involves the audience. It involves the group members. I mean, the group supporters, right? To say, hey, you are an active part of this. We listening to you because we want you to listen to us.
What from the IDB about the Bahamas about corruption and people paying bribes?
Yeah, 75% of businesses say that they pay bribes. You should have said something earlier. I think I have that story in my
Well, I could talk it loosely in case you find it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that we are culturally a tipping culture, right? I tip. I come here and I tip. My father, my stepfather,
Yeah.
when he used to get loan from the bank, you know he's tipped the loan officer. So you hold on to this. Thanks for counting my money properly. Right? I know of hotelers who has tipped the bank teller. They're going to withdraw and put money on their bank. And they actually give lunch money to, I never seen the sense of that yet. They just give lunch money to the bank teller. And that's what you're giving them money for, right? But we tip the person who pumped the gas, even though they're getting paid, right? They clean the glass, whatever it is. We tip the packing boy. I know government agency says you cannot tip, right? Because it's a service. They're getting paid for that. And I'm saying I'm not tipping them for the service, because the service I already paid for. I'm tipping them because I am happy to see them. It's called lunch money. Lunch money and tip is 2 different things, right? Go buy lunch.
So
You're only making $260 a week for government, and I know you can't afford lunch. And I, as a kind-hearted Bahamian, want you to eat properly today.
We tip people so that when they rob us, they don't force us to look them directly in the eye, because if we did, we'd have to acknowledge that we know why they're robbing us. They're robbing us because their salaries are insufficient, and we all know it. So that's why we tip. We tip so that perhaps you will remember me if you ever have to do anything untoward, and remember me and don't do it to me.
And I also want to know, how did the IDB get that, where they get that 75% number from?
Well,
It just seemed like a big number. Who did they interview? Like, who did they speak to get 75%? That's a big number, no?
That's a huge number.
You know? So, and you know how we're reflection of the United States. Surely 75% of the United States it'd be tipping, because I just don't see us be giving out money like that.
Well, see, not today. Not today, 2024. But there was a time when we had more money than sense. Yeah. There was a time, I mean, we're still in that time, but there was a time when it was hard to tell that we had more money than sense.
Let's go to the caller. I know you're still looking for that.
No, it's okay.
Oh, you find it?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Let's go to the caller there. Producer Pastor, caller through, please. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Newry, and
morning.
good morning, Aaron Cuz.
Morning, morning, morning.
Mr. Newry, so it's people like you, why when I go to the counter to the government agencies, all they do is pretend to be the lunch money. So that's why I get the kind of service I get compared to the kind of service you get.
They busy because they're looking for my stuff. Your stuff is after they find my stuff. So
okay.
what
so
you need to do
I
is provide lunch.
Okay.
You can't expect people to work hard when they're hungry.
I always wondered why. Okay. I thank you for clearing that up for me, because
Yes.
I try to figure out why it's taking so long for them to come across my document. You know?
Now you know
And
what you need to do.
They're just staring at me. They're saying they didn't see it. Nobody looking. All they do is staring at me. It's because they're waiting to see me drop my hand in my pocketbook.
You ever notice that they motors be white?
You know, but I was hoping that it was because they needed some lip balm or something.
No, this lunch money they need.
Lunch money. Oh, so I was pulling the wrong thing out.
There you go.
I was putting no documents. They didn't want that.
Knowing is half the battle.
Thank you. Thank you so much for verifying that.
You're welcome. Go for it and make sure it happen now. Get your document.
No, that's okay. I'll wait till they find it.
Okay. You can wait a long time. Thank you very much, man.
I found the article.
Go ahead, Aaron.
The article is titled, Nearly 75% of Bahamian Businesses Pay Bribes. It's in the Tribune, November 13th, 2024. Nearly 3/4 of Bahamian firms have admitted to paying bribes to obtain permits and public services. It was revealed yesterday, with this nation ranked 4th in the Caribbean for this type of corruption. An Inter-American Development Bank report entitled, quote, Are we there yet? The path towards sustained growth in the Caribbean, close quotes, disclosed that 73.4% of Bahamian companies have made, quote, informal, close quotes, payments to government officials to either obtain or speed up the necessary approvals or access to services. Is it a custom or is it a convention, Mr. Newry? This ranked the Bahamas behind only Grenada, the regional leader, where 78.7% of firms admitted to paying bribes. Dominica and Trinidad and Tobago.
Who they ask in the Bahamas, you pay bribes? And they say, yeah. See, that don't make sense.
Why would I pay a bribe?
But
You think
why-
you can wait for me?
But my thing is, you come and ask me, Newry, you ever pay a... No, I never. You haven't even asked me who I vote for. I still ask, who this is you calling me? No,
It was an
I don't-
anonymous survey.
See, I can't believe this number. They lying on us. They lying on us. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, the IDB is a good organization. I just say it's 75%, and you can't tell me how you get that number. It's suspicious.
Let me continue reading from the article. With the last sentence I read, this ranked the Bahamas behind only Grenada, the regional leader, where 78.7% of firms admitted to paying bribes. Dominica and Trinidad and Tobago, I'm not sure what happened to that sentence. These payments, which one governance specialist yesterday argued further ingrain a, quote, pay-to-play, close quotes, culture in Bahamian society, were estimated as costing equivalent to 3.1% of a Bahamian company's annual sales, a figure in line with regional trends.
What Bahamian company admitted this? And who they talking to? And who they paying? Because they're suggesting like it's like government agencies, but they ain't mean firms. They ain't no firms. See, something is wrong with this article.
No,
And
they said bribes to obtain permits and public services.
So there's government, they're suggesting. Who in government can they bribe? What do you mean pay to play?
Matt,
What do you mean by that? What are they trying to say? No, we'll finish reading. Because I still say they lying on us.
What'd you call it? You call it like a extra layer of protection to ensure that the right...
Cannot be 75% and nobody...
What's a more reasonable figure?
But 2-3%.
2 to 3%?
Yeah.
Of people who are willing to acknowledge out loud that they pay bribes, is what you mean? Like not in an anonymous survey.
I don't believe no survey was done.
And I know 2 people right now who ain't afraid to say anything to the public. Matt Aubrey.
This
is not one of them.
This article giving me Minnis bribes saying that we go on the international and say we corrupt.
Hold on, you mean when Minnis was at an international event and Bahamian reporters asked him for comments on the side of the international event and he gave that commentary to Bahamian reporters for the Bahamian media?
I didn't like it anyway.
Okay, I mean, I can appreciate that. Matt Aubrey, the Organization for Responsible Governance executive director, told Tribune Business that the report's findings merely reinforce the urgency with which the Bahamas needs to press on with fully enacting and implementing multiple anti-corruption reforms that have thus far been stalled, delayed, or not seen as a priority, close quotes. Oh, you know what I thought of? Remember the conversation about the serving of summonses? And how like police tell you don't serve the summons yourself, police should serve it.
Yeah.
Not all, but some.
Yeah.
And then you find out that you have to pay them a fee for them to do their job. The job they told you that you should only let them.
Yeah.
Is that a bribe?
Sound like extortion. That's what it sounds like, extortion.
Question mark.
This just sound like I said it is.
Exclamation with a question mark now.
Anyway, it's time to go.
Yeah.
If you can, go out and cheer on John Quell Jones.
Wait, when is the next parade? They
I
had
think the parade today.
The 18th? I thought it was the 19th.
Today's not that day.
No, the date. I got to check the date.
But anyway, have everyone line up and cheer on what she has done is something.
It's tremendous.
It is tremendous, and to be recognized for the whole league is something that we.
And she's
as
not
Bahamians-
just playing in the WNBA. She's also starring in Europe or China.
Is she in Bosnia?
Is she playing? I thought she was playing for the national team in Bosnia. Anyway, the point is this: she's playing in 2 different jurisdictions, and in the WNBA, she is just a stellar player. 2024 WNBA champion and Finals MVP.
You think we could ever have a Bahamian national team, women's national team, make it to like how?
I mean, if she could afford to pay for it like Buddy paid for it, maybe.
Few people know that Buddy paid. Anyway.
Big up Buddy Heels.
No.
Buddy Buckets.
Yes, this has been Guardian Radio and AM with C.A. Newry. Thank you very much, Aaron Green. Have a wonderful day.